युद्ध नहीं जिनके जीवन में वो भी बड़े अभागे होंगे, या तो प्रण को तोड़ा होगा या फिर रण से भागे होंगे।
वाह।
टुडे whatever I am today, I am only because of two things, and those two things are my workplace and my people. That journey, that mountain I could not climb if I did not get support from my leaders, from my colleagues.
नमस्कार दोस्तों, आपका स्वागत है इंटरव्यू टिप सीरीज के नए वीडियो में, जहां हम एचआर और इंडस्ट्री एक्सपर्ट से उनकी जर्नी और स्पेशलाइज फील्ड के बारे में करियर गाइडेंस और इंटरव्यू टिप्स लेते हैं। मैं हूं कुंवर वैभव सिंह, फाउंडर ऑफ 2CV, और आज हमारे साथ है एक डिस्टिंग्विश्ड एचआर लीडर with an impressive track record spanning almost 2 decades across various industries. इन्होंने अपनी जर्नी स्टार्ट की IBM दक्ष से, जब कंसेंट्रिक्स हो गया है, फिर इन्होंने ज्वाइन किया डोमिनोज और अब वो हेड एचआर है लाइफस्टाइल इंटरनेशनल प्राइवेट लिमिटेड। इनकी एक्सपर्टीज है एचआर स्ट्रेटेजी में, टैलेंट मैनेजमेंट में और बिजनेस ऑपरेशन में। ही इज हाईली रिस्पेक्टेड इन द इंडस्ट्री। तो हमें मौका मिला है इनसे बात करने का, और चलिए इनसे हॉस्पिटैलिटी, रिटेल, ITES इंडस्ट्री के बारे में जानेंगे और समझेंगे कि कैसे एचआर वर्क करता है इन इंडस्ट्रीज में। प्लीज वेलकम मिस्टर रविशंकर। सर, थैंक यू सो मच फॉर ज्वाइनिंग अस। इट इज रियल प्लेजर हैविंग यू ऑन दिस शो। शुरू करते हैं अपना डिस्कशन, एंड आई एम श्योर लोगों को आपके बारे में जान के बहुत अच्छा लगेगा, एंड इट वुड बी एन इंसाइटफुल डिस्कशन। तो सर, सबसे पहले आप कुछ अपनी जर्नी के बारे में बताइए, एंड व्हाट मोटिवेटेड यू टू चूज द फील्ड ऑफ एचआर।
Okay, thank you so much, Vaibhav ji. Pleasure is all mine. Thank you for inviting. Thanks to you and your team for having me here. So, see, there is nothing special about me. Let me start by saying this. I come from a very humble background. My father worked for Tata Steel. So I always say it very, very passionately and proudly that steel is in my blood, because my dad have worked entire life with Tata Steel. So my schooling, everything, upbringing was done in a city called Jamshedpur.
अच्छा।
It's a very famous city, I know, Steel City, Jamshedpur. So everything was done there, and then I started my journey way back in December 2003. I was just a college pass out, plain graduate. I just started. Came from a small city to Delhi, to the capital. I don't know if I had a lot of dreams at that point in time or not. That I don't know, because I was in my early 20s at that point in time. I came here. I joined an IT services company.
Okay.
At that point in time, it was Dakshi Services Private Limited. And then I have seen 3-4 transitions happening within the same organization. The brands got changed. The name got changed. Apparently, it got taken over by IBM, and we became IBM. And then we proudly used to say that we are an IBMer, because IBM was the name in the IT industry. So that was the initial few years, and then after a few years, and I'm talking about the brand, and obviously then I will touch about what all I have seen in my initial journey. So, and then IBM it was again acquired by a brand called Cenix Corporation, headquartered in US, and Concentrix became the name. So Concentrix Daksh Services Private Limited was the name of my organization. So I've spent 15 plus years in the same organization. I've started as a school kid, young college pass out, school pass out, whatever you call it. And one line I kind of remember always, whenever I kind of talk about my journey. And I have seen, I would say, less of ups, more of downs, a lot of challenges I have seen. But I kind of consider myself as a privileged one, because I remember few lines. So those lines are like, युद्ध नहीं जिनके जीवन में वो भी बड़े अभागे होंगे, युद्ध नहीं जिनके जीवन में वो भी बड़े अभागे होंगे, या तो प्रण को तोड़ा होगा या फिर रण से भागे होंगे।
वाह।
So these are 4 lines which kind of keeps motivating me, and it kind of motivates everyone when it comes to a journey which starts from scratch, and then you start climbing up step by step, and the journey is still not over. So as I said, started as a young college pass out, spent initial 4-5 years in operations. I never thought that, and I'm coming to your second part of the question. What prompted you to come into HR? So I would say HR was not planned as such. I was not an MBA HR at that point in time. I was just a graduate, as I said. Initial 4-5 years, I was part of an operations team. working in a back-end process. The moment I started interacting with some of my HR business partners, I started spending time with them. Somehow this role, this profile started attracting me. And then something triggered at back of my mind that, hey, you are at a wrong place. Probably you have to go to the other side of the table and then start working in that role. And then the effort towards moving to HR started. And I'm very fortunate. I have a lot of gratitude for my first organization where I got an opportunity to switch from an operations to HR. A non-HR guy getting an opportunity to move into HR was itself was a big thing.
Correct.
So IJPs were the medium. So I started looking out for the IJPs in HR function. One fine day after, you won't believe, it was my 9th IJP. I failed in 8 IJPs. I remember the count. It was my 9th IJP. And then I moved into HR in the same organization. I never gave up. Some point in time, some of my colleagues, close friends used to tease me, laugh at me. How many interviews more? This is your 10th. This is your 15th. This is your 5th. Something sort of that.
कि मतलब फिर से apply कर रहा है, फिर से apply कर रहा है.
Correct. But I never gave up. But there were so many people also parallelly who stood by me, who kept backing me. You will make it.
लगा रहे भाई.
You will do it. Keep trying. And apparently it happened. And then the HR journey started. That's how.
कितने साल काम करने के बाद operations में?
Precisely 6 years.
6 साल के बाद फिर?
Precisely 6 years. Six years, few months. Yeah. So that's how the HR journey started for me. Yeah. So it was initially it was by accident, but apparently later on it was planned. I strived for it. I ran after it. I went after it. I kept trying, and then I got a break.
So that's how you moved into HR, and then for almost 6-7 years, or I think 8-9 years, 15 साल आपने वहाँ पे काम किया ना?
Overall 15 years.
Overall 15 years. So आपने करीब 9 साल वहाँ पे फिर HR में काम किया.
Correct.
So and then you moved to Domino's, and then you moved to Lifestyle, where you are head HR right now. तो 15 साल काम करना, मतलब आज की जनरेशन के लिए तो ये मतलब वो पूरे जीवन काल में 15 साल काम करने की सोचते हैं. कौन करेगा 15 साल एक कंपनी में काम? So ऐसा कैसे, मतलब why you work for 15 years in an organization?
See, I'll tell you, initial 2-3 years it took me to realize that I have started my journey. Let me be very honest. I know I'm on camera, but initial 2-3 years it took me to realize that I've started my professional career. It was altogether a different phase, I would say. We all were very, very young, in our early 20s, just having a lot of fun. We just started enjoying what we were doing, and we had a lot of fun at work.
तो प्रोफाइल उस समय क्या था?
So I was part of a back-end process.
अच्छा.
Back-end process in a healthcare account. So we had a US-based healthcare account. Our client was US-based, so we were part of that team. So initial 2-3 years went like this in a jiffy. We didn't realize that 2-3 years passed by, and then gradually we started becoming a little serious about our career. We gradually started becoming a little more conscious about making a career, so on and so forth. But having said that, you don't end up working or spending 15 plus years in an organization until and unless you are part of an organization which has got a culture, what you dream for. Until and unless you get an environment, what as an employee, as an individual, you dream for. So the organization, and whenever I say this at times, I'm always filled with a lot of gratitude whenever I talk about my first organization. 15 plus years is not a joke in one organization. Nobody will end up spending, we have a lot of big brands, Tata's, Reliance, where people start their journey and end also. I've seen my father doing it. I've seen many people work with my father. They have started and retired from there. But those are like Tata and Reliance and so on and so forth. But this was not a Tata. This was not such a big name. But the kind of culture we got, the kind of learning opportunities we got, and the example I just gave, I myself am an example. A plain graduate, working in an operations, back-end support, got an opportunity to move into HR. Which organization provides you that platform? Obviously, the assessment had been done, interviews were conducted, all those things were done. But seldom you get an opportunity. So the learning opportunity were immense. The growth opportunities were immense. And how I firmly believe is growth is nothing but it's a direct outcome of what you learn.
Hmm.
You don't look at growth from a vertical elevation standpoint. Growth is an outcome of what you learn day in day out in your journey. So when you continue to get that fair amount of learning, apparently you are bound to grow. And in my case, I have also grown. I remember I was at an X level when I joined. I was at an X level at a very it was an entry level. We
बिल्कुल
used to call us associate.
associates.
When I moved out of the organization after spending 15 plus years, even if for some people, even if growth means vertical elevation, if the definition of growth is vertical elevation, in my case, I moved X plus 6 level. When I moved out, I was at X plus 6 level.
Hmm.
So while I reached from an X to X plus 6, that journey, that mountain I could not climb if I did not get support from my leaders, from
Correct.
my colleagues. And it was not in one city also. It was not in one part also. I forgot to tell you, I started there in Gurgaon.
Hmm.
I was there in Gurgaon for a good 9-10 years.
Hmm.
Then I moved to Bangalore.
अच्छा.
Internally, I moved to Bangalore. I spent 3 plus years in Bangalore. Then I moved to Vizag in a larger role. Vizag, I was there for precisely less than a year, 10, 11 months. And from Vizag, I took an exit and I moved to my next journey. So culturally, also demographically as well, I continue to get that opportunity to experience diverse culture. I got an opportunity to work in different demographies because you come, as much as we say that our country is, one country, but we have diverse culture, right? We have diverse culture. The moment we move from an up north to down south or to west,
Correct.
from west to east, or vice versa. So when you get an opportunity to work in south, in down south, city like Vizag or Bangalore, you get a different exposure altogether. So it was in a nutshell, it was the learning opportunity, it was the environment, it was the culture, it was the ecosystem, it was the people in and around across the organization who made me to stick to the
Stay.
organization for 15 plus years.
ग्रेट. सो तो हम देखें कि आप 15 साल वहां पे थे, लेकिन आपका रोल और आपकी सराउंडिंग चेंज होती जा रही थी, तो इट वाज ऑलमोस्ट लाइक मूविंग टू अ न्यू ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. अगर आप एक सिटी में हैं, एक टीम के साथ काम कर रहे हैं और आपका रोल भी चेंज हो गया, आपकी लोकेशन भी चेंज हो गई, सो इन एंड ऑल इट्स एन न्यू ऑर्गेनाइजेशन फॉर यू. कहने को तो ब्रांड सेम है, बट वो आपके लिए तो सब कुछ ही नया होगा ना.
करेक्ट.
जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल, अगर एक सेम ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में ही रहे और आपका बॉस चेंज होकर कोई दूसरा बॉस आ जाता है, देन यू अगेन हैव टू रीस्टार्ट फ्रॉम, एंड अगेन यू हैव टू प्रूव, एंड सारी चीजें नहीं हो जाती है, एंड इट कैन मेक अ बिग डिफरेंस फॉर एन एम्प्लॉय जो वहां पे काम कर रहा है. तो अभी जो आपने 15 साल बताया, अब मैं थोड़ा जानना चाहूंगा कि 15 साल के बाद क्या ऐसा आपको क्यों ऐसा लगा कि मुझे मूव करना चाहिए, एंड देन व्हाई यू जॉइन डोमिनोज, एंड व्हाई ओनली डोमिनोज एंड व्हाई नॉट समथिंग एल्स. आई एम श्योर कि और भी सारी अपॉर्चुनिटीज उस समय रही होंगी, आप एक्सप्लोर कर रहे होंगे.
See, if you ask me, after spending 15 year, 11 months and 24 days in the organization, to be very precise, Domino's did not happen accidentally. So when I moved to Vizag, one thing was very clear in back of my mind, that I think I should start exploring outside. Well, you have rightly said that for me, while I kept moving from one city to another to another, it was change of people, it was change of environment, everything was happening. But apparently it happened under one umbrella, and the umbrella was the same organization. So you reach a juncture in your career when you get that trigger that it's time to look out. It's time. There was no specific reasoning, if you ask me. I was very happy, I was doing well, I was extremely satisfied the way things were being delivered by me and my team members. Had a very great relationship with the stakeholders wherever I have worked. But I think one trigger came that it's time to explore something new. ITS industry ho gaya, done. Let's explore something else. And if you ask me honestly, I was not only running after Domino's. Obviously, when you start looking out, you kind of explore multiple options.
बिल्कुल.
So I started exploring, and obviously it's a journey. You don't get an offer within a week or within 2 days, right? So it was a journey which went on for like few months. It was just a coincidence that QSR happened to me. And when you get an opportunity from a brand like big brand, the household brand, the famous brand in every house, Domino's, you will not be able to say no to that offer very easily, right? That's how Domino's happened. So the offer came to me Apparently, it was a larger role also,
Hmm.
and the brand.
Hmm.
The magnetic factor for me, the attracting factor for me was the brand,
Hmm.
Domino's. That itself was big enough to pull me and attract me.
Hmm.
I got the offer, obviously after all the round of interviews, discussions, formalities, etc. And then Domino's happened, and I joined Domino's December 2019.
Hmm.
Coincidentally, date of joining at my first organization and my second organization, Domino's, happens to be the same, 10 December.
Acha.
It's a coincidence. It's just a coincidence. And then Domino's happened to me.
Nice, great. And then after Domino's, you move to where you are right now, Lifestyle.
Yeah, so Domino's, and maybe I'll spend few minutes if the time permits.
हाँ बिल्कुल बिल्कुल.
But Domino's, I have a lot of stories.
अच्छा.
Yeah, although the journey was only 4 years. Precisely, I could not complete 4 years. It was curtailed by 6 days.
अच्छा.
Okay. So 4th December 2023 was my last working day at Domino's. So 6 days, I could not complete 4 years. But 4 years itself, I would say, was a roller coaster ride. I always say this. Coming from an IT services background, white collared background, we were operating out of fancy offices. You see the DLF buildings, you see buildings in Bangalore, Manyata Tech Park and all. So we all were operating out of very, very fancy offices. It's not that Domino's don't have a fancy office. It's not like that. However, when I came to my regional office, obviously it was not as fancy as I used to operate from a building in Vizag.
And as fancy as the corporate office of Domino's.
Correct. So if you go to our Domino's corporate office, it's like you'll feel that you have came to a place where you don't want to go out.
अब तो और अच्छा बना दिया.
Yeah, Sector 98, Skymark, yeah.
Even better.
So that was there. But regional office, when I came, I was like, "Acha, ये मेरा office है." So that was the first reaction at back of my Aditya Mall, right? So that was the first reaction at back of my mind. But having said that, with all due respect, obviously when you come to your workplace, you enter with a lot of respect, because end of the day, as a human being, as an individual, I firmly believe in one thing. Whatever I am today, I am only because of two things. And those two things are my workplace and my people. So obviously when you enter your workplace, you enter with a lot of regard, lot of respect.
True.
And that's how I entered to my new place, to my new workplace. And then the most unfortunate thing which could have happened to the entire globe, that has happened in March 2020.
Just after 4 months of your joining.
3 months. Precisely 3 months. So I was about to settle down. I was thinking that I am getting settled now. However, COVID happened, wave 1. That was the most unfortunate thing for the entire globe, right? So, as I said, a lot of stories, personally also, professionally also. So maybe personal stories I'll keep aside for now, but professional stories. When I started my journey at Domino's, when I started getting understanding, when I started to take understanding of the business, then I was like scratching my head. Pizza बनाने में इतना कुछ लगता है? That was my first reaction, honestly. Okay, so many mind, so many process, so many people, so many SOPs, so many guidelines, do's and don'ts. I was like, is it? So obviously I was at the other side of the counter till date before joining. But after I joined, I went inside the counter of the store. I remember my store training. So whenever somebody joins,
everyone has to go through
we go through the store training.
Correct.
So I also went through the store training, although it was a customized store training for me considering my role. But I still insisted that no, I'll not do 2 days, rather I'll do 4 days.
Achha.
So I spent 4 days in the store. I learned how to slap the dough. We call the dough ball. I first time learned how to slap the dough ball. I first time learned how many pieces of paneer or how many grams of paneer we put in a pepe paneer pizza. So I learned all those. First time I saw that red sauce, what we very much,
spread it,
So I learned how to spread that. What is the right quantity? So the learning started from day one. So it was a completely different industry altogether. as a consumer of the product, what do you love a lot? I love the Domino's product. I used to love then also, and today also I love a lot as a consumer, of course. So when you go to the other side of the table and then you experience, oh, is it? So many things happen. There is so much of an effort which is being put before it is served, it is delivered to the end consumer. So it was an eye opener for me. It
Correct.
was literally an eye opener for me. I was like, okay, that's how we sell pizza. And our punchline at that point in time was sell more pizza, have more fun. Of late, we have changed the anthem. We call it Domino's anthem. So recently, while I was exiting, the anthem was getting revised. Now it has been revised to something else. But at that point in
अब
time,
क्या
it
है
was,
मालूम है आपको?
five-star pizza, serve with smile.
अच्छा
At that point in time, it was sell more pizza,
हाँ,
have
वो
more
तो मुझे
fun.
भी
Now it's five-star pizza, serve with smile.
Serve with smile.
That's the new anthem. Which
Nice.
was, yeah. So COVID came, COVID happened. Obviously, the stores were shut. Although we were kind of given permission with lot of restrictions, lot of limitations, because we were falling under necessary services, considering we were food service provider. So the stores were open, but our staff were getting impacted due to COVID.
Right.
We had to follow a lot of COVID protocol. The larger population, the consumers were not willing to order from us. They were not very comfortable. See, it was a scary phase for all of us, if you remember, right?
Absolutely.
So nobody was very comfortable. So those 2.5, 3 months of first wave lockdown was extremely difficult. It was all about how we resurrect ourselves, how we make sure that our existence doesn't get diluted somewhere in amidst of all the COVID fear. So that 2.5, 3 months journey were altogether a different phase. And obviously, when you're working as an HR business partner, when you are supporting a larger business, you have to stand for the business. You have to stand with the people, for the people, in the best interest of business. So we have worked on quite a few restructuring of how do we have the adequate manpower in the store. How can we make sure that people come to work but they don't get impacted? How do we make sure that the safety protocols are followed? A lot of collaboration happened between the quality team, training team, HR team, operations team. All of us were working. So those 2.5, 3 months, we have seen a completely different facet. And somebody like me who was extremely new to the world itself, if it was a normal BAU, probably I could have said, okay, theek hai, let it be. But it was a complete, how to say, it was a completely different thing happening. And nobody was aware of it. Nobody was prepared for it. Nobody was prepared. Even I remember getting masks for everybody was difficult at that point in time. There was a scarcity of masks.
शुरू में
Yeah, sanitizer, supply of sanitizers, hand gloves, all those things. So completely different experience, I would say, for 6 months. The next 6 months was all about bouncing back. How do we bounce back? Because I think by June end or July, things were getting normal.
Getting little better.
Yeah, so things were getting back to normalcy. And then next 6-7 months were all about how do we bounce back? How do we win back the customers? How do we make sure that our people, our larger consumer base, don't run away from us? So 6 months was all about bouncing back. Then came March 2021. By the time we realized that we are on a trajectory where we can say that we are coming back now, we have started bouncing back, then came the wave 2. And wave 2 was, I think, was the worst nightmare for many people, personally also, professionally also. So wave 2 was altogether a different story. And if you ask me personally also, professionally also, and when I talk about wave 2, I have a lot of regards, lot of respect, lot of gratitude towards my Domino's colleagues. The way we have rallied together, the way we have stood with each other, irrespective who is who, irrespective who is working at what level, forget that. It was all about a human standing for a human being. It was all about that only. So I have personally also experienced that in wave 2. I myself was also down for some time. But forget the personal bit of it, but the professional bit of it, whenever I have to talk, I think those 2.5 months, 3 months literally taught me and many of us the value of life, the value of maintaining a good relationship, the value of what you need in life. You don't need money probably every time, but what you need is people around you. It were the people around us who were the savior, be it arranging for oxygen cylinder, be it arranging for some blood, be it arranging for bed, be it arranging searching for hospitals, and with a lot of humility, with lot of respect, lot of regard, I want to say this, that I am ever grateful to everybody in Domino's family, the way we have rallied behind each other. That was altogether a different experience. Obviously, nobody want to say that I want to go through it again. It was definitely not something which you want to be repeated in your life. But this was something else. That phase was something else, and the way everybody stood behind each other was way apart. You don't experience that, and obviously you don't want to experience it again. But I'm ever grateful to every single person in the organization, with the way we have stood with each other. So that's where the humanity won. That's where I saw, many of my colleagues saw humanity standing for humanity.
True, sir. आपने you have reminded us of the toughest time, and I think we all need to learn from that time. And the organization Jubilant Foodworks, about we were talking. I think culture is one of the strongest pillar of that organization, जो इतने साल से continuous growth देता है. And you talked about that culture in IBM Daksh or Concentrix, the name which has been changed to. What you think, how such culture is built? कैसे बनता है ये culture? बहुत सारे लोग, मुझे लगता है, अगर कोई entrepreneur इसको देख रहा हो, और या फिर कोई HR देख रहा हो, और वो चाहता हो कि ऐसा कल्चर बिल्ड करना, कैसे बिल्ड हुआ जुबलेंट का ऐसा कल्चर, कैसे बिल्ड हुआ IBM दक्ष का ऐसा कल्चर?
See, for me, culture, there is no specific, if you ask me, there is no secret recipe of the culture. Okay, culture is built by all of us. Culture is built by the people who work for the organization. And I see it from a top layer standpoint, because there are specific people who are sitting at a senior leadership level. It could be a CEO of the organization, CFO, CHRO, head HR, blah blah blah. All those senior folks who work towards creating certain policy, SOPs, processes, documents, etc., etc. While you are doing that, all those things must be curated. All those things must be thought through well. But how you carry yourself, how you interact. I'm giving the example of possibly the most easy thing any human being can do in life is being humble. Many people say being humble is not so easy. I say this is the easiest thing. Being humble is the easiest thing. So how you bring that humility in your day-to-day life, how you bring that humility in your day-to-day interaction, how you keep that open door policy in your organization as a leader. As a leader, if you're sitting in a closed room and your doors are literally locked for your people, you can't build a good culture. Even if your door is closed, you are in some confidential discussion or meeting which is understood, but your team member, your larger team members know that he or she can very easily come and knock and come inside without any fear, without any doubt, without a second thought, and you will welcome him or her with a lot of warmth. You will have that time, you'll have that moment dedicated to him or her. That's how you build culture. I do understand that there are times when some senior leaders will be required to get into some confidential conversation, etc., in a closed room. That's well understood. But how are you gelling up with your team? Your team members, your larger team. When I say team members, it need not to be a direct reportee. But when I'm talking about CEOs, CHROs, HRs, etc., I'm talking about the entire organization who looks up to you as their leader, right? How do they look up to you? Do they look up to you as someone who is not approachable,
Hmm.
who is very uh, how to put it, who is very probably finicky in nature, or they look up to you as someone who is very humble, who is a go-to person, whom they can go discuss anything, everything. Probably as a leader, you may not be able to provide the instant solution, but listening is important. The most important thing is listening. You have to have ear for your people. You have to give your ear towards your people, what they are saying. You have to hear their voice. You have to give them that space that they come, they speak, they talk to you, they share their opinion. They need to be felt heard.
Hmm.
If you are able to drive that culture,
Hmm.
see many organizations, as an HR leader also, we kind of do open forums, we do town halls. All these things are very good things to be done, but you can only do it once a quarter probably
True.
if you are working in a large organization. But your people, your larger teams need not. Somebody is going through a difficult phase, for example,
Hmm.
should not be made to wait for that town hall to happen after 3 months down the line, 2 months down the line.
सही बात है.
Rather, he or she should know that if Vaibhav is my leader, I can go to Vaibhav straight away, probably after waiting of 1 to 3 hours if he's in a meeting. I can go to Vaibhav. He will give that 5 minutes to me, 10 minutes to me, and then he will work towards providing a solution.
सही.
Necessarily, the exact solution what I'm expecting may not come to me, but an honest effort from Vaibhav will do a world of good to me as an employee. So that's how you build a culture. That see,
Very well
we all talk about, and I'll just take 13 seconds more. We all
बिल्कुल,
talk
बिल्कुल.
about sympathy. Sympathy,
Hmm.
I think sympathy is the wrong word. Empathy is the right word. You need to have empathy, and you can only have empathy if you are not a high-handed leader. Nobody will respect a high-handed leader. Nobody means nobody. You can be a successful individual in that role, but you will never be a mass leader. You will never be a person who is always being looked upon as their role model. People would not like to imitate you as a person. Obviously, everybody want to become a CEO, CHRO. They want to take your place, but they are looking at your chair. They're not looking to replace Vaibhav to become like Vaibhav.
Hmm.
That's how you build that culture.
Great. तो सर जैसा कि आपने एक्सप्लेन किया, मैंने एग्जैक्टली ऐसा खुद भी महसूस किया है एज एन एम्प्लॉय. मैं एक कंपनी में काम करता था और जब वहाँ के एमडी गुजरते थे तो सारे लोग गुड मॉर्निंग सर, गुड मॉर्निंग सर, गुड मॉर्निंग सर लाइन से बोलते थे. और वो सर एकदम आकाश की ओर देखते हुए या सामने की ओर देखते हुए चले जाते थे मार्च करते हुए. उनके पीछे ड्राइवर बैग के साथ और 2 सिक्योरिटी और पूरा चलते रहते थे. किसी को गुड मॉर्निंग, गुड आफ्टरनून, कोई हाय हेलो कुछ नहीं, सीधे देखते थे, बट सब लोग करते थे. एंड देन आई चेंज द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. और मैंने वहां पे देखा जो वहां के सीईओ थे, वो जब आते थे तो कभी बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट कोई मीटिंग हो, लेट हो तो डायरेक्ट केबिन में चले गए. अदरवाइज अधिकतर लोगों से वो हाथ मिलाने के बाद फिर जाते थे. और ऐसा नहीं कि वो जा रहे हैं लोग गुड मॉर्निंग, मतलब वो जा रहे हैं लोगों की सीट पे एंड देन ही यूज्ड टू मीट दैट पर्सन. वो एक छोटा सा जेस्चर ने मतलब मेरे लिए इतना, और मैंने वो देखा भी नहीं था पहले. एंड इट वाज अ बिग कंपनी. मैंने दोनों कंपनियों का नाम जानबूझ के नहीं लिया है,
That's okay.
बट दैट्स हाउ आई फेल्ट द ह्यूज डिफरेंस. एंड दिस स्मॉल जेस्चर मेक्स अ ह्यूज डिफरेंस. और बाकी जो सारी चीजें आपने बोली कि, और आप अभी कल ही मेरे साथ एक सज्जन बैठे थे, मेरे मित्र हैं, और एक कंपनी है उनकी गुड़गांव में, एंड वी वर टॉकिंग अबाउट कल्चर एंड ही वाज सेइंग कि यार क्या करना चाहिए ऐसे करने के लिए, बिकॉज ही इज द ओनर ऑफ अ ग्रोइंग ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. एंड वी डिस्कस्ड फ्यू पॉइंट, बट आपने जिस कॉन्क्रीट तरीके से कुछ चीजें बताई है, this actually could help a lot of people. If somebody who is thinking of building an organization, somebody who is already has a company and thinking of growing it, I think these 2 things will help that person.
Yeah, I just want to say two things on that to conclude this particular conversation. Sindhi में कहावत है.
Yeah, Sindhi में.
हिंदी में
हिंदी में.
कहावत है, नाक ऊंची या सर नीचा. जिसकी नाक ऊंची हो गई, आप देख लो वो कैसे लीडर होंगे. जिनका सिर नीचा है वो कैसे लीडर होंगे. सो यू कैन डिफरेंशिएट एंड यू कैन कोरिलेट इट विथ देयर इज अनदर थिंग which we know in our daily life, that जो बड़ा फल होता है, बड़ा पेड़ जो
बड़ा
होता है,
पेड़
जब
होता
उसमें फल लगता है तो ऑटोमेटिकली झुक जाता है.
है.
सो कहीं ना कहीं कोरिलेशन है, सिर नीचा करके चलना और बड़े पेड़ का फल लगने के बाद झुक जाना, कहीं ना कहीं कोरिलेशन है. आप सी वी हैव मेनी एग्जांपल ऑफ एंड मे बी I'll drag it for a few more seconds with your permission.
बिल्कुल
There are many successful person in and around us, and I'm a big fan of two people, Sachin Tendulkar and MS Dhoni. And there are many more. There are many more cricketers who are probably, arguably, a better player than them.
ट्रू
But they are not as respectful. They are not as regarded. They are not as respected as these two gentlemen are.
बिल्कुल
You look at the humility, the humbleness of Sachin Tendulkar. You look how Dhoni carries himself as a leader.
बिल्कुल
Dhoni is retired now, 42-year young wicketkeeper, people call. You look at the, and if you follow cricket, if you look at the decibel meter, the sound meter, it goes to 124, 125 decibel meter in the stadium. The moment Dhoni enters in the stadium, it is the respect what he has earned over there. It's not his batting. There are probably 100 better batsmen or wicketkeeper than him.
सही बात
But the way he has carried himself, and it's not about the crowd, it's not about the larger people, it's about the team members who have worked under his leadership. You listen to them,
सही बात
you hear them in their interviews, they will always be gaga about him. Similarly, for somebody like a Sachin Tendulkar, you would have seen that video recently. He was in Srinagar. He met this guy who was physically challenged, right? I'm forgetting his name. Sorry for that. He met this guy in Srinagar. He played cricket with him, the physically challenged guy, and he made sure that he invites him immediately after 15 days in a charity match. And he made him to bat and bowl. Sachin himself bowled to him.
आमिर
Amir, thank you for reminding Amir. So that's the humility, that's the charisma, that's the humbleness you carry as a leader. And I'm getting goosebumps. That's when you earn respect of people. You ask me today, I'm at any situation, I'm at any position, I don't know. If you ask me that I get a chance to meet Sachin or Dhoni, I will say interview बंद कर चलते हैं अभी. So I have that much of respect and regard, not because of their aura, not because of how big batsmen they are, but the way they carry themselves, the way they perceive themselves. It matters a lot. It matters a lot. I could have brought name of some politicians also, but I don't want to make it controversial here, and hence I will refrain from that. But yeah, but the sports person, these two people, you look up to them. You look up to them as a role model any day.
नहीं तो बिल्कुल सही है ये चीज जो हम बोल रहे हैं कल्चर बिल्ड करने के लिए एंड इफ यू वांट टू बी अ लीडर यू नो वेयर पीपल फॉलो यू आई थिंक बीइंग हम्बल इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट बहुत जरूरी तो सर हम बात कर रहे थे अभी कल्चर की तरफ से कि क्या ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को करना चाहिए टू बिल्ड सच कल्चर व्हाई पीपल आर नॉट staying with an organization for 15 years like you have stayed or maybe 20, 30 years like your father did. Why even 3-4 year 5 year become too much for someone to stay in an organization?
See, there are 2-3 things if you ask me. Obviously, culture, ecosystem, environment is one of the core. The values of the organization is one of the core reason. But if you compare, and when I say this, I may try to sound that I have become older now. Okay, so the current generation, the millennials, you call it, Gen Z, whatever we call it. See, gone are the days when you remember when we used to watch on television a weekly serial which used to come in early 90s, Ramayana or Mahabharata, and we used to wait for that. Those were the days, and the transformation has happened like anything. We have evolved from black and white TV to Crown, Corona, Color TV, Onida, Salora, and now we have evolved to smartphones. We have moved from weekly serial to 45-60 second Insta story. 60-second Insta story होता है शायद.
उतना भी नहीं मतलब
30 second, 45 seconds.
अभी जो स्टडी बोलती है आई थिंक शायद 9 सेकंड का वो है where you can keep the attention of somebody.
So the span of attention has drastically reduced. Everything, today's generation, and again, with all due respect to them, and obviously, the new generation is definitely doing good, doing a better job. They are doing good in their own world, in their own space. So everything they want like this to happen. They want everything to happen at blink of an eye. So 15 years, if you expect from today's generation working for any organization, whatever culture you give them, I think that will be too much of an ask. Probably that 15 years for me is 5 years now, if you ask me. If somebody, the current generation, the young generation, if they stay for 5-6 years in an organization, I think we are still doing a fairly good job, and that will only happen if the culture is right, if the value system is right, if the environment ecosystem is right for the organization. Having said that, I also don't see any harm in that. The way the younger generation is currently approaching. If they are doing good in their own career, if they are doing great in their own career, just by spending probably 2, 3, 4 years average in an organization, I think it is good. I think it is need of the
ठीक
hour
है।
also. It's need of
सही
the
बात है।
hour, and I think that's how I take it.
नहीं, आप सही बोल रहे हैं कि अगर आप पहले की ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को भी देखें तो जो स्केल एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को पहले पहुंचने में 30 साल 40 साल 50 साल लग जाते थे, वो स्केल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन आज की डेट में 10 साल 15 साल में पहुंच जाती है। और जो भी एग्जांपल आपने दिए, आपने बोला इन अ ब्लिंक ऑफ आई, आप ब्लिंकिट को देखिए।
Yeah.
अभी ब्लिंकिट ने शुरू किया, मतलब पहले जो डिलीवरी होती थी उसके बाद पहले नेक्स्ट डे डिलीवरी आया, सेम डे डिलीवरी आया, एंड नाउ people want it within 10-15 minutes.
10 minutes. Zepto, Blinkit,
Zepto,
all this.
Blinkit.
Yeah.
And Blinkit's gonna cross Zomato by couple of years, the way they are growing. So I think so what you have said is right. Expectation of 5 years is also almost like 15 years, but उसके बावजूद भी which is very fair. If somebody is staying for 3 years 4 years 5 years in an organization, so organization is doing a fair job. लेकिन जो जिस इंडस्ट्री में अभी आप हैं, मुझे लगता है कि हॉस्पिटैलिटी और रिटेल, उसमें ग्राउंड लेवल पे तो ये भी बहुत ही चैलेंजिंग हो जा रहा है ना। लोग तो बहुत, स्पेशली एट ग्राउंड लेवल, पीपल आर क्विटिंग ऑर्गेनाइजेशन इन 6 month टाइम, 3 month टाइम, 1 year और maybe 1.5 year. How are you handling such attrition?
So you have rightly said, Vaibhavji. If I look at my frontline attrition trend,
जी,
and when I say my, the industry, retail or QSR, currently we are somewhere at around 50 plus,
बिल्कुल
50%, 50% annualized attrition rate, average.
बिल्कुल।
Obviously, it will vary plus 10 or minus 10, plus 5, minus 5 from an organization to organization, but that's how it is trending. See, there are 3-4 parts to it, and I will kind of break it. A, we have to look at the number of opportunities available to the talent pool. The talent pool is this much only. Okay, this is my talent pool only. So, from this talent pool only, there are multiple players, multiple players, be it in retail, be it in QSR. They are ready to kind of attract and pull talent, and the talent pool stands limited.
जी,
There is hardly any increase in the talent pool year on year. And I'm talking about the frontline workforce, which whom you see working at our QSR stores, at a Domino's counter, or in my context, lifestyle stores.
Store
You go
के
to
अंदर
our
जो
showroom, people work in our stores. So they will continue to move from here to there. They will continue to move from there to here, or vice versa. Why is it so? As we spoke few minutes back, the needs have changed. The thought process of the new generation have changed. They want everything to happen in a jiffy. They want faster growth. They want faster learning. And when I say growth for them also captures the monetary bit of it. So they want everything to happen in a faster way. So any organization, any industry will not be able to give hike on a quarterly basis or in a biannual basis even, right? There is a process to it. It will only happen once a year because every organization follows a methodology when it comes to annual performance appraisal system. How do you ensure that your talent pool doesn't move out within that window of 12 months, 12, 13 months is the main game. That's where, as an organization, you have to come into picture. I will not get into the culture environment part now. We have spoken a lot about that. But what is the offering? And I will talk about my organization specifically, Lifestyle International Private Limited. How do we make sure that the talent pool stays with us? How do we make sure that the same pool of talent, there is possibly a lesser number of exit happening month on month? And I'm very happy to share some of the practices we have, which has definitely helped us in reducing the attrition. Has it gone down from 50 to 0%? The answer is no. But have we seen a very, very significant reduction? The answer is definitely yes. So, what are the benefits you offered to the larger team? How do you communicate? How do you create a bouquet of benefit and then you present to them? Matters a lot. So, there your HR partners, your trainers, your store leaders, we call them business managers, all of them come into picture together. They collaborate, they coordinate with each other, they partner with each other, and they make sure that the bouquet of benefits is being explained explicitly in a very, very adequate manner to the larger team. Let me talk about some of the benefits. What are the benefits we offer? The first and foremost thing what we offer to our larger teams is the career path. We have a very, very well defined, very well structured career path for our larger team. While we are talking about the new generation not sticking with any company for more than 5 years, 4 years, but I'm extremely happy to say that in my current organization, you will find many people who have spent 17 years, 20 years, 15 plus years, started from scratch, started as a store associate, we call them a CSR, the entry level folks. They started at a CSR level. Currently, they are managing larger teams, they are leading larger teams. So it's all about explaining and offering the benefits in a very adequate manner. B, while you are explaining and telling them how the larger team take advantage of that. So career path, as I said, is one thing what we kind of offer. And in the career pathing, and career path is a journey, right? In that, the learning, we have a very well structured e-learning module, which is offered to everybody in the store at different level. And all those e-learning modules are not just for them to complete, but when you complete, there is assessment. The assessment scores continue to get accumulated, and that will have an impact in your next level promotion. So we have clubbed that iLearn, we call it iLearn. We have clubbed that e-learning journey with their career path as well. And obviously, if you are able to complete 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 learning programs successfully in a period of say 3 months, probably you become eligible for a A62 level to A61 or a A4 to A5. Or that's how you kind of progress in your journey. Also, coming and talking about the benefit part, the fun and engagement part is very, very important. And obviously, it culminates, it kind of directly correlates to the culture and environment. So, in a store like Lifestyle, when you go, you'll see our staff members, our team members standing. You may find that, oh, this guy is standing lonely. Will there be any engagement happening for them? As a consumer, you may think, right? But we're very happy to share that we have a lot of engagement programs. We have a lot of team bonding activities, which obviously cannot happen between 11 to 9 when the stores are open. But we do it 10 to 11 in the morning. We do it in the morning before the store gets open. There are dedicated days in a week. Say on a Saturday we do, or on a Friday we do. We have decided on the dates, we celebrate, we do small R&R, we do small cake cutting. We have recently completed 25 years in India, Lifestyle International Private Limited. So we had a big celebration this month only, beginning of this month. So how you keep everybody aligned with the values of the organization, how you continue to reiterate the benefits, how you make sure that people who are there on the floor, they are heard. So for us, the HR partner, we have one store HR in every store. So we call them a CHR or store HR. So CHR alongside the business manager, they are the ones who are responsible to take care of the team of 100 plus people who are working in that store. So if you're able to do that, I think you'll still be able to tie them, hold them, keep them with us. And we have a lot of stories, a lot of growth stories where people have started, as I said earlier as well, have started at a CSR level. They are at an area manager level. An area manager, when I say, they manage large portfolios of 400, 500 CR business annually, managing multiple stores, etc.
Great. So I think you've rightly said these are the things, the benefit to people, the organization, if they've kept it very clear और सही तरीके से उनको बताएं कि क्या expect कर सकते हैं वो organization से. और एक और चीज़ मैंने देखी है कि कुछ organizations फॉलो करते हैं वेरी ग्राउंड लेवल पे क्विकर प्रमोशन एंड रिव्यूज कि 3 महीने 6 महीने डिपेंड्स ऑन इंडस्ट्री टू इंडस्ट्री जहाँ पे पॉसिबल है कि एक लेवल उनको इंक्रीज करते गए और फिर उनको प्रमोट करते गए. सो obviously this would what you have explained would be helpful for the HR and organization. आपको क्या लगता है कि is retail और hospitality QSR और ये is this could be a good opportunity or a good industry for people to make their career, because in True CV हम इस प्लेटफॉर्म के थ्रू हम इंटरव्यू प्रिपरेशन और हमारा जो ऐप है और वेबसाइट है, वी हेल्प विद रेज्यूमे राइटिंग and along with this, you can book coach as well and can speak to experts who are HR and then can ask this question. तो मुझे लगता है कि जब हम हॉस्पिटैलिटी या रिटेल की बात कर रहे हैं तो बहुत सारे लोगों का ये सवाल जरूर आएगा कि एज एन हेड HR और आपने जर्नी देखी है, बीपीओ तो सबको मालूम है कि क्यों ज्वाइन करना चाहिए, कब ज्वाइन करना चाहिए, चाहे कई लोग क्विक मनी के लिए ज्वाइन करते हैं और फिर करियर ही बन जाता है, बट क्या क्या अपॉर्चुनिटी है QSR में या फिर रिटेल में, एंड इज इट अ गुड ऑप्शन फॉर समबडी टू थिंक एज अ करियर और नॉट?
Absolutely, yes. One word answer. See, the numbers also speak. If you look at the data, if you look at the numbers, in our country, retail is one industry which is the third largest industry who
अच्छा।
provides employment.
तो रिटेल जब आप बोल रहे हो दिस इंक्लूड्स फूड रिटेल आल्सो, और कैसे?
Absolutely, absolutely. You can say QSR, but apparently they are a subset of retail only.
Correct.
So retail, when I say it is your grocery departmental store, it could be your food, and it could be fashion retail like us. It's a culmination, combination of everything.
all the retail.
So when you know that this is the industry where you have opportunity which is being given, and it is at a number 3, which itself explains the scope, the opportunity, the horizon it may provide to anybody. And if I specifically talk about the fashion retail world, you have so many big names. You go around the streets, you go around the different malls, you go across the country, multiple cities, you'll find multiple players. So we have multiple roles. Even I did not know before I joined Lifestyle, right?
Right.
So right from a planner to a buyer to a visual merchandiser to a designer to a, and there are different concepts like apparel children, apparel men's, apparel women, ethnic wear, apparel western wear, lingerie, footwear, travel accessories. There are multiple segments, multiple concepts. And in our organization, we have so many senior leaders who are heading different concepts. Most of them are ex-Niftians. Most of them are from good fashion colleges, fashion universities. And we have a lot of young colleagues who have been joining us of late, who have been working with us since last 2, 3, 4, 5 years. They're at a mid-senior level, they're at a mid-management level. We have a lot of interns also who join us in different roles. So fashion apparel industry, my only submission or my short submission to the probably the students or the aspirants would be, or even to the HR colleagues also, the new HR colleagues, the young HR colleagues too, will be that this is the industry where you can think, plan of your next 10, 15 years.
ग्रेट, थैंक यू सर फॉर योर गाइडेंस. और ये सच है, आई थिंक मुझे लग रहा है कि रिटेल और हॉस्पिटैलिटी या कोई भी रिटेल जिस तरीके से ग्रो कर रहा है, एंड स्पेशली मुझे लगता है कि फॉर फ्रेशर्स दीज कंपनीज एंड दीज इंडस्ट्री दे वेलकम देम विद देयर ओपन आर्म, एंड बहुत खुशी से उन्हें बुलाते हैं, और क्योंकि ये तेजी से ग्रो कर रहे हैं तो कैंडिडेट भी उसके साथ तेजी से ग्रो कर रहे हैं. So this was about people working into different departments of retail. HR में स्पेसिफिकली अगर मुझे जानना हो या अगर आपको बताना हो लोगों को कि what is changing, पिछले इन 15-20 साल में क्या चेंज हुआ है और किस चीज पे लोगों को फोकस करना चाहिए if they want to grow and become an HR leader.
So I think, see, we have evolved. If you remember 15 years back, even 10, 12 years back, an HR person was looked as a person who will work on your PF clearance, on your FNF, on your exit,
Right.
and to an extent your grievance resolution. But we have evolved. We have changed like anything.
Bilkul.
Times have changed. And we keep talking about digital, AI,
Correct.
Gen Z we spoke about. So I think one thing which triggers to my mind is what has changed, or maybe from a messaging standpoint. For every HR and L&D professional, there is one framework which comes to my mind is openness framework. And when I say openness framework, In open, I will break OPEN in kind of 4 segments.
Hmm.
O is for organization agility,
Okay.
which kind of involves building competency, clear communication, and creating marketplace value.
Okay.
Because, and then we spoke about, how you clearly communicate, how agile in your communication. We already spoke, I think, in
हाँ,
other part of the discussion.
बिल्कुल.
The next is P, and for me, P stands for purpose at work. What does that mean?
Hmm.
It means designing, aligning, and delivering HR practices
Hmm.
to build great employee experience. For every HR professional, this P is very important.
Hmm.
This is equally important as O.
Hmm.
You should be very well aligned with the need of the organization. You should know what is expectation of my business. See, an HR professional or an business partner is not successful if he or she doesn't know the last week's sales of the organization. If or she doesn't know how the organization is performing
सही बात.
overall on the business. And if it doesn't happen, it's not an ideal scenario for the organization also. Probably the organization will have to also rethink whether I'm having the right HR person or not.
Correct.
Coming back to the third letter, which is E, and we talk about digital, right?
Hmm.
So E is experience of digital workforce. Very, very important.
Hmm.
So OPE. So how do you define digital workforce? It requires first expecting changes and accepting changes. Very important.
True.
You need to expect that changes will happen.
Hmm.
You need to make yourself part of that change
Hmm.
and then accept the change
Hmm.
and then drive those changes, which apparently will need you to strongly adopt technology and integrate. One of the days when we used to kind of mark attendance in register file,
Hmm.
right? Now you have biometric, now you have scanner, now you have face scanner, now you have other tools, so on and so forth. So you need to adapt to the technology, integrate it faster, and then execute it offer it to the larger team. And last is N. N is nudging for excellence. So as an HR business partner or as an HR person, HR professional, you need to create a strong culture of feedback mechanism, 360-degree feedback mechanism. Then only you will be able to nudge for excellence. You work as an advisor to the business. You work as a partner to the business. As an HR partner, as an HR professional, you'll have to have a say on the table. You'll have to drive that culture of 360-degree feedback. It need not to be agnostic of the roles or levels.
Hmm.
You have to give that feedback if required to your senior most leader also in the organization. Then only you'll be able to drive that culture of excellence. So that's openness framework for me. That's how I define it.
ग्रेट सर. तो टेक्नोलॉजी के मामले में आपका क्या व्यू है? हाउ टेक सेवी शुड एन एचआर बी? बिकॉज जस्ट टू ऐड, वी एज एन एचआर कंसल्टेंट वी रियलाइज, और मैं अभी जब आपसे बात भी कर रहा था दैट हमने नया डिवीजन अपना शुरू किया है HRIS का, कंसिडरिंग दी एवरी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, स्मॉल एंड मीडियम, जो बड़ी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन थी उनकी तो मजबूरी ही थी कि आप 50,000, 60,000, 1 लाख की वर्कफोर्स को मैनेज करना पॉसिबल नहीं है. इवन अब अगर हम PF ESIC भी करें तो पेपर से पॉसिबल नहीं है. तो सॉफ्टवेयर हेल्प करते हैं, वो ECR जनरेट करेंगे, अपलोड करेंगे और चलान सारा हो जाएगा. पर अगर हम कंप्लायंस की बात भी छोड़ दें और अगर हम अच्छा एक्सपीरियंस देने की भी बात करें कि हर किसी को अपनी 50,000 लोग सैलरी स्लिप अगर मांगने चले गए तो HR तो कुछ और कर ही नहीं पाएगा. जबकि विद टेक्नोलॉजी इट इज इट्स जस्ट ऑन अ क्लिक ऑफ अ बटन. तो आज की डेट में हर किसी के पास स्मार्टफोन है, वो HRIS सिस्टम एक्सेस कर सकता है. हर किसी के पास अधिकतर लैपटॉप तो रहता ही है कंपनी में. दे कैन एक्सेस the software. So coming back to the question again, do you think for today's HR they should have an understanding of ATS, which is called applicant tracking system, or HRIS, human resource information system, या उसको HRMS कहिए, human resource management system? ये कितना रोल प्ले करता है और क्या लोगों को इसके बारे में जानना चाहिए या नहीं जानना?
Certainly, yes. We have already spoken about the evolvement, the transformation,
बिल्कुल.
what has happened over last multiple years, last 10, 15 years. So you have to be in the race, and to be in the race, to win the race, you should be very well versed with the technology, because technology is need of the hour. Who wants to spend probably 2 hours in creating a PPT? We have a chat GPT that will probably give you in just few minutes,
Absolutely.
right?
Yeah.
So while we keep talking about, and there is a lot of discussion, a lot of deliberation which keeps happening in different platforms. I had also been part of some of those conversations in different forums where people keep talking about that. Why, will technology take away the jobs of us? Is our job is in danger? So on and so forth. See, I have a very clear view on this. Technology is very, very important. So if you have to be in the race, you have to win the race. You have to leverage yourself with the best available, best possible technology, so that you continue to give a good employee experience, so that you continue to be the right partner of the business. That's one. Second, and I'm slightly not digressing, but this is also correlated, hence I have picked up this pointer while you have not asked, Vaibhavji,
Hmm.
that will technology take our jobs?
Hmm.
See, nobody or nothing can replace human touch.
बिल्कुल.
Let's be very, very clear. We talk about robotic surgery, but can a robot replace? Can a robot replace a pat on the back by my mother? That's the human touch. Robot can't replace that. Humans are required. Humans will always be required. Probably there could be, I don't know the right number or percentage. Probably there could be few percentage or few count, few number here and there which will be changing according to the industry, according to the organization. But humans can't be replaced, is what I firmly believe.
बिल्कुल सर. So, as rightly said, I think people should take this technology as their partner and in the journey. And I think time is evolving, changing, and we should also change with it. And हमने तो as a business we are trying to change and go into the way, because the landscape is evolving, and there is nothing to be as a candidate, as an employee, as a fresher. There is nothing to be scared of that they're gonna take their job. It's just gonna help you do your job better, make
Exactly.
things easy.
Exactly.
Great, sir. I think बहुत मजा आया आपसे बात करके. It was very interesting conversation. एक आखिरी सवाल जिसका मैं आपसे सवाल मैं या बाकी जो हमारे व्यूअर्स देख रहे हैं जानना चाहेंगे कि एज अ हेड HR, व्हाट you promise to people who are willing to join your organization lifestyle in any level, what they can, and especially I would say as a fresher level or at a junior or entry level, what can they expect in terms of culture and growth in the organization?
See, our organization's value, talks about I lead. It says Lead. I lead.
I lead. Achha.
So, what I can promise, what I can say with a lot of conviction to anybody, any aspirant who wants to join Lifestyle International Private Limited, and will be more than happy to welcome them. Obviously, subject to their fitment and the role, etc.
बिल्कुल.
One thing what I can say with a lot of conviction is they will feel empowered. They will feel that they are part of an organization which has very, very strong value in their DNA, and they will feel that they have landed at a place where they can, and they will not think of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, but at least 10 years.
Great, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for your time. And once again, it was an awesome conversation. और मुझे तो पर्सनली बहुत कुछ सीखने को मिला. और वो आपसे जो आपने वो सुनाया था, वो रड़ वाली कविता, वो मैं आपसे लूंगा वो राइट अप में, और मे बी आई with your permission I'll quote it somewhere.
That's
And
not,
I
I've
think
also read somewhere, but I really kind of correlate that with anybody who has started his journey
बिल्कुल
at a very entry level, and then continue to climb one step. So I think that's very relevant, because in English it means that if you did not get a chance to fight, I think you are unfortunate. Either you would have broken some promise, or you would have ran away from the war land. That's the meaning of that entire this thing. But
बहुत बढ़िया सर। और ये सर केवल स्टार्टिंग जर्नी एज एन एम्प्लॉय नहीं, एज एन एंटरप्रेन्योर भी जब हम अपनी जर्नी करते हैं तो वो ऐसे ही रहता है लाइफ में, आप कहीं भी रहें। और कई बार तो सीनियर लेवल पे भी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन ज्वाइन करने के बाद एक फीलिंग आती है कि यार यहाँ तो सब कुछ नया है, खुद कुछ एक सिरे से प्रूव करना है। तो ये कंटिन्यूस लड़ाई है, कंटिन्यूस जर्नी है। एंड ये कविताएं और आपके जैसे लोगों के विचार ही हमें हमेशा मोटिवेट करते रहते हैं। तो वंस अगेन सर, प्लेजर मीटिंग यू। और आपकी बातें हमें मोटिवेट करती रहेंगी और आगे बढ़ने को और अच्छा करने को, और हमारे व्यूअर्स को भी बहुत कुछ सीखने को मिलेगा आज से। तो वंस अगेन प्लेजर हैविंग यू।
thank you so much, Vaibhav ji, for having me here. My best wishes to True CV and team.
थैंक यू,
Do well, and we'll connect again. All the very best to your team. Thank you once again for having me.
प्लेजर सर। धन्यवाद दोस्तों हमारे साथ जुड़े रहने के लिए। अगर आपको ये एपिसोड पसंद आया है तो प्लीज डू लाइक एंड सब्सक्राइब टू अवर चैनल फॉर मोर सच इन्फॉर्मेटिव वीडियोस, और कमेंट में हमें बताइए कि आप नेक्स्ट किस इंडस्ट्री के एचआर या एक्सपर्ट से मिलना चाहेंगे। ऑल्सो डू नॉट फॉरगेट टू शेयर दिस वीडियो विद योर फ्रेंड्स एंड अदर जॉब ग्रुप्स टू हेल्प अदर्स। हम मिलेंगे आपसे अगले एपिसोड में, तब तक के लिए टेक केयर एंड ऑल द बेस्ट फॉर योर इंटरव्यू।